No, no,
Why?
no.
Get it in while you can, because I'm turning it off soon.
No.
Waste your points.
No.
So this video is okay, so I guess the title doesn't show. There's the title. So someone analyzed this speed run, and yeah, and they go over all the things about why they believe it's fake. You need to sub to me on YouTube? You do. For context, she did a blind Alatreon run, but there is a lot of controversy over whether it is real. So this video goes over like the proof and everything as to what they think makes it not legit. If you want, keep in mind how many times she's killed Alatreon, but I would say pay very good attention to the evidence that they bring up in the video. So here we go.
J9 linked me a blindfolded Alatreon run that was recommended to him on YouTube. My initial reaction to the run was to be very impressed. That sounded like an insane achievement. Upon watching it multiple times, however, both of us became suspicious as to its authenticity. We decided to dig deeper into this and review the entire Twitch VOD for these blindfolded Alatreon runs. I found some occurrences in these runs that were very suspect. Here are some clips I've taken as examples.
This part was like... Yeah. So that part, I had to... So even if you take away all the other stuff, right? Like, let's go back. If you take away everything else, like this is insane. This is like, okay, ignore every other part of this speed run or this blindfold run and you just watch this. How? Like, how? If you are blindfolded, how do you know to just be like, that'd be like me being like, okay guys, I can't see, okay, but I know I need to hit play. Like, dude, I can't even find the fucking play. I have my eyes closed right now. I can't even find the fucking play button on YouTube in order to click play with my eyes closed. So how the fuck do you know where to hit the disconnect button? When I dodge, I mash it. But okay, so it's not, you have to look. Okay, watch. So they used that as an excuse. They said that she was pressing space to dodge or whatever, and she automatically clicked it. But watch her mouse. Watch the mouse. Oops. I didn't go by. Look at that. You see the mouse move. She was not just spamming it. The mouse moved directly over it. Yes, I think that's what this says is too. There's no reason or audio cue that would prompt her to move a few degrees down and left. To anyone who thinks she was just pressing dodge to close the dialogues, she presses twice way too fast to actually register 2 dodges. I'm certain that she was surprised by the disconnect prompt and forgot for a second that she was playing blind. Yeah, you can see that she was visibly like surprised. Like let's watch her, I guess. Watch her and not the mouse, I guess. Oh. Oh yeah, okay, she did like a little like back thingy afterwards.
I believe I disconnected. When you hit the jet DCS, nice shot. No wait, you disconnected.
I see the problem. I hear no hunting horn.
Yeah, I wonder why.
I like this guy's like thingy. It's like, oh wow, where's the horn? I DC'd after being told I DC'd and closing 2 dialogue boxes. Yeah, I don't know why she's acting all surprised that he left, because he even said on mic, I got DC'd.
I believe I disconnected.
Okay, yeah, so she has stream, or she has music playing, but she talked about, so she's actually like talked about this a little bit, and she mentioned something about not having music, so I don't know if she couldn't hear the music or what.
I think you disconnected.
Did I disconnect?
Yeah, you disconnected because I saw you.
Also, wait. If you're doing a blind playthrough, okay, I've never watched a blind playthrough in Monster Hunter, right? On legit blind playthroughs, are you like allowed to take the blindfold off to look at your items and stuff when you die or if you go back to camp? I don't know how that works. Like, doesn't that kind of ruin it if you take the blindfold off and then go select your items in your box? Isn't that kind of like defeating the purpose of a blind playthrough?
I think you disconnected because I
Did
saw
I
you.
disconnect?
Yeah, you disconnected because I saw you.
Yeah, that's what I thought. But she like flat out was just going. She used the disconnect as an excuse to take her blindfold off, which, you know, she's supposedly blindfolded. Not, maybe not. And then goes through her items. Like, that's weird. Yeah, I feel like if you're blindfolded, you should be blindfolded the whole time. I've never watched. There are Monster Hunter blindfold runs. Like, this video shows like clips of a Nergigante one. But I don't know if they count items or not. So yeah, this is the part where her eye trackers start showing up. Which, okay, another thing. I do not know how eye trackers work on stream. I've never used one, so I cannot have any input on that. But, like, if your eyes aren't showing, can the eye tracker track anything? Like, I don't know how that works. There is 100% a way to stream to have music playing for stream, but you don't hear it. Like, that is plausible. You can set that up. So the music thing is like not a big deal for me. That's what I figured. Like, they shouldn't even be popping up. But then, okay, so so she is clearly wearing a blindfold. You can see she's wearing a blindfold. So where did the eye tracker come from? If it would just bug out, because I mean, the eye tracker was just focusing on the mini map, right? Like, it's not like it was focusing on the monster; it was focusing on the mini map. Here's another instance where it pops up too. So like there, the eye tracker pops up, but she's just like looking in like it's tracking nothing. Like, if I'm fighting Alatreon and I'm zooming in on my wing drake, I imagine my eye tracker would track here. That's, a lot of people are wondering if it's pre-recorded. That is definitely one thing of it being pre-recorded. You should have put googly eyes on. That would have been funny. Yeah, I feel like the eye tracker thing might just be a bug, but there's other evidence other than the eye tracker thing. I think the eye tracker thing is bugged because like it's not looking in anywhere important. So I think that's a bug, but there's more stuff than just that. Yeah, she did it she did this first try live on stream. I know she said she practiced off stream a lot, but it is kind of convenient that her first try on stream is a win. Gotta give TDS a run for the money. So a lot of Monster Hunter speedrunners and pros have chimed in on this video already. Trying to dodge the first double head swipe, which has no audio cue. I mean, okay, I thought that sounded like it did have an audio cue, or does it only have an audio cue as it's going, not really before? Yeah, that's true. I guess the cue is as it's going, so I guess it doesn't have a lead up audio cue.
Big fire.
So that was one that a lot of people had issues with, is that she like walks around the ice. So like, I had to watch this one a couple times because I was like, what do you mean she walked around the ice?
Big fire.
Is it that okay, so I'm guessing what they're saying here is she conveniently walks around like the ice, like the icicles that are in the ground. Yeah, no, the disconnect boxes were like a like 100% like that was like the closer for me, and it was the very beginning of the video. For me, in this video, the two things that really give it away are the disconnect box thing, and if you watch her camera movement, it's way too fucking precise for someone with no blindfold. And I think it'll show it in a little bit. It shows like she's way too good at aiming at the head. Like she adjusts her camera to be at the head way too well. So here's the clagger thing. This is where the clagger thing came into play, because I've never heard the term fucking clagger before. And I was like, what the fuck is that? I was like, that sounds like an insult. That's something that you shouldn't say. So I understand what a clagger is now, but I don't really I don't understand the rolling in rage roar after clagger. Okay, so apparently a clagger is like when they get exhausted and they're all drooly and shit. What you're supposed to do is you're supposed to clutch claw their face, and it extends that exhausted period. It's a clutch claw stagger, yeah. So it's like like you're supposed to, they get all like exhausted, and if you clutch claw, it extends the exhausted phase so that your teammates can do more damage while you're doing that. Clagger, I barely know her. It's a horrible term, all right? I hate the word so much. So I'm not quite sure what this entails, of why they think this makes it not legit, just because I don't know enough about that. Rolling in rage after... Oh, okay, so she did the stagger, and then she...
These are just a few highlights I've taken.
Rolled the rage.
The whole run in general is suspicious, and there are many
I don't really get the rolling in rage after the stagger thing. He doesn't always enrage in that circumstances, so she had to... Oh, she had to see him stand up, knowing that he was going to do it. Can you not just time your roll with the roar in time, or... Like, you can't just be like, I hear the start of the roar, I can time it. You need to see him stand up. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I guess when I do it on monsters, I don't really do it. I'm trying to think of like Rathalos and Rathian, because those are the monsters that I have like the most experience with, to be able to do like visual cues like that. And I guess they do like, they have a tell. I could say maybe she did it just in case, but it's still sus. Yeah, they're still like, that's interesting. I get it now.
Highlights I've taken. The whole run in general is suspicious, and there are many moments where I question why she was able to execute certain punishes. I've consulted several other runners and players who are very experienced in fighting Alatreon, and we have reached consensus that her responses to Alatreon's actions are abnormal for someone who should only have audio cues. What is hardest to believe is how accurately she tracks Alatreon's position and centers the camera without using lock-on.
Yeah.
It's also strange how quickly she can locate it when it's flying. But how slow she responds to the
So,
helicopter.
like right there, like right here.
But how slow she responds to the helicopter.
So like, okay, even with like surround sound headphones and stuff, right? I feel like it's really hard to depict where a monster is by sound like that. Like how accurate she depicted it. That's like what's really weird. Like that right there. How would you? Okay. So I have surround sound headphones, and I could kind of hear how like before the camera is rotated, you hear it from the left side, and then after the rotation, you hear the noise from the right side. So I could see that working. But like, you would have to be playing a lot by only focusing on sound ahead of time.
Blindfold runs require hundreds, if not thousands, of hours of specific practice. This is because you simply cannot rely on your muscle memory from non-vision impaired runs to carry over to an audio-only scenario.
Oops, the right in the blind. So this says, actual blindfold run, he relies on lock-on for the fight, which, yeah, that's what a lot of people were saying. Is that like, that was one of the huge arguments, is that a lot of blindfold runners in Monster Hunter depend on lock-on, and there was no lock-on in the other video at all. Like, not a single locked-on.
Alright! To quote a well-known analysis of a cheated blindfold Mario 64 run,
he mainly claims to be using a combination of sound cues and muscle memory for most of his strats. Most speedrunners know, however, that visual cues in particular are just as important as muscle memory in many cases. It's very unrealistic to assume that anyone could just casually do a blindfolded run off of visual muscle memory alone, no matter how long that person has been playing.
I've tried to do stars. I can't do 1 star blindfolded. Like, even though I've played this game for years and years and years, even trying to do 1 star blindfolded is insanely difficult.
There are dozens of people with over 4,000 hours in this game and over 4,000 Alatreon kills. Not one of them would be able to achieve this level of gameplay with just several attempts of blindfold.
Yeah, so she addresses the allegations about this. So, like, here is her reasoning for why she thinks her defense of herself, I guess. So, apparently he purrs at one point, and that was the most important indicator for her to get in front of the monster before the next move. But the counter argument for this is the purr was prior to the icicle spit, so the follow-up head swipes do not have an audio cue. And then this is like the big one, right? So she said, like, you can hear the lightning, but then their counter argument for that is that there's actually, even if you can hear the lightning, there's actually 2 different lightning moves. So it could be either the lightning rain or the lightning rose, and it's like possible to tell from the audio cue which lightning move it's going to be in order to dodge it correctly. So that was a good one. And then after the clagger, it was a safe bet that he was going to roar. He does it a lot, so apparently that was her reasoning for that. The lightning cackle from the horns could have led to either lightning rain or the lightning rose, so that it doesn't actually indicate which lightning move it is. In the beginning, yeah, you don't know at the beginning. That's the point, is audio cues in speedruns are always about what to do before it happens. So, like, the audio cue at the end doesn't matter because you're already supposed to be, like, dodging it or whatever before the end. Yeah, so the audio cue at the end doesn't matter. What matters is the audio cue in the beginning in order to do it right. So you can't really use that audio cue as, like, a thing. And then their other counter argument is it's not a safe bet that Alatreon will roar after a clagger. I hate that word. On every other clagger in the VOD, she did not prepare for an enraged roar. So, because her claim was that she prepares for an enraged roar every time, but apparently, like, she doesn't in the whole VOD every time. Clagger! The run took several attempts and was not intended to be a solo run. And then their response is just several attempts is nothing. Blind runners script and practice blind runs for months.
What was also a major red flag for me was that she did not clearly answer my question, how many attempts did it take you to do this? Just saying that it took several attempts and that it wasn't meant to be a solo. Pulling off a blindfold run after just several attempts after having it gone off script is impossible. When she pretended that she didn't notice the hornplay disconnect until after she caught it, it was also absurd.
Yeah, okay, so what's interesting is, like, I don't know if you guys could tell at the beginning, when the hunting horn user was actually in the lobby, or in the game, he was telling her what was happening. Like, he was reading out, like, he's like, okay, I think he was, like, saying, okay, lightning, like, blah, 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 like, just saying what the moves were.
Plan's waiting for you with his icicles.
And then all of a sudden, without those fucking cues, she couldn't do anything. Like, or without those cues, she was fine, which is interesting. Yeah, okay, I would believe it so much more if the hunting horn user was there the whole time and actually giving her the cues on what to do. That would be so much more, like, believable than, like, what happened. Because what it sounds like is that she did practice, and she practiced with a teammate in her ear telling her what to do. So if that's how you've been practicing, with someone in your ear telling you what move is happening, how do you suddenly know what to do without that user in your ear telling you what to do? It was never meant to be for stream or YouTube. Definitely wasn't meant to be a solo thing. The audio cues for positioning move from left or right in headphones based on location. Debatable. 50% skill and 50% luck. Fact of the matter, it was done and people can either accept it or not. I'm the one with 8,700 kills and about 5,000 hours fighting it that taught her the audio cues. If this dude is so fucking good at Alatreon, like, where's his YouTube videos? Does this dude make YouTube videos? Does he blindfold run it? Like, if this dude is this fucking pro at the game, what is he doing? Like, why isn't he making his own fucking content if that's the case with that many kills? Does he do shit? Does he do videos? Also, why would you have 5,000 hours on Alatreon? Play something else. Fight something else, my guy.
When other people asked questions in the Discord, the response from a mod, Asriel, claimed that she had actually been practicing this on and off for a year off stream. So it wasn't just several attempts, apparently. He claims that he was the one who taught her how to play blindfolded, so I also look forward to seeing his blindfold run.
There we go. Maybe it was his eyes that appeared on the tracker. I think that's one of the theories.
The idea that having left-right audio in headphones is enough to discern Alatreon's exact angle and distance is silly. Not even a surround sound system would be sufficient to display such accuracy. Even the most skilled and specialized blindfold runners who have put thousands of hours into blindfold runs of action games rely on lock-on targeting and rarely use manual camera control. And even then, they still have great difficulty discerning distance using audio. And no, Iceborne's great sound design plus super high quality headphones is not enough to allow someone to discern direction and distance without lock-on, just from several attempts practicing blindfolded.
Dude, he was lying on the floor. He just ran super far away and I couldn't find him. Oh my god. Oh, what a choke. I should have dashed more times.
Furthermore, anyone doing blindfold runs will minimize any external sound sources that would interfere with the audio cues. This runner has follow alerts still on during her attempts. The hunting horn assistant would also be creating a lot of noise pollution, but I'll let that slide, since he was calling out what was happening while he was in the quest. Overall, I'm convinced that this run is cheated and that the runner could see through a blindfold.
Okay, let's see what this says. I actually didn't read this before. You can't track Alatreon that precisely with audio only, no matter how good your setup is. No blindfold runner in any game moves with such precision. There are dozens of runners and players with X thousands of hours and thousands Alatreon kills. I have consulted several of these players, and many of her decisions do not make sense for someone who should only have audio cues. Some moves do not have any audio cues, and whenever Alatreon is near a wall, she is somehow able to position and punish moves correctly. The wall should change positioning for these punishes in a way that would ruin blindfold setups. That's interesting. Her response to easy versus difficult audio cues are inconsistent, locating Alatreon so slowly on elemental topples, rolling perpendicular to highly telegraphed lightning rolls, but somehow being able to precisely adjust positioning when close up to aim TCS towards its head. They would not be able to replicate this without hundreds of hours of practice, a specific strategy, and a reliance of lock-on. Every other blindfold runner in this game or any other game with lock-on uses lock-on.
Based on the evidence extracted from the VOD, how unnatural a blindfold gameplay is, and the fact that this is simply not achievable with limited blindfold practice. No matter how many runs you have done with full vision, blindfold runs are a whole different game. I had initially finished my draft for this video a couple days ago, but I wanted to be absolutely certain that I had come to the right conclusion. I had asked around with enough Monster Hunter speedrunners, but I really wanted the opinion of a specialist blindfold speedrunner, so I contacted Bubsy. This guy has run dozens of games.
This guy has really good input on this. Like for anyone who's like wondering, he does a lot of stuff.
There was no way somebody could move with such precision. Here's what he said analyzing the run on stream.
But yeah, the first thing I noticed definitely lots of camera movement with the mouse, which is instantly a red flag usually. Yeah.
yeah. So look at that. Look at that. This is what we were talking about. Where she aims. This is what we were talking about. Where the aim on the head is fucking precise. Like, so this is one of the clear indicators for me that something is sus. Because like, no matter how many audio cues you have, you don't know where the fucking head is. Especially on Greatsword, a slow as fuck weapon. It's just like way too perfect.
Flag, usually.
Like, just watch how she moves the camera, moves it even more. Like, watch that. Okay. Watch that again. Look it. She moves it exactly to where the head is. Okay. That is so insane for someone who's blindfolded.
Let's not jump to conclusions here.
Like, everything else could maybe be defended. The music, the eye tracker, a lot of the stuff could be defended, But that is fucking ridiculous. Like this is just insane. Like, wait, let me play this in slow-mo, alright? We play this in slow-mo and watch the head tracking. Just boom. Turn around. Boom. Directly at the head. Directly at the head, and then bam. Even the guy watching just starts fucking laughing at that, dude. Even he's like, oh my goodness. She is making so many micro adjustments. It's so crazy. Yeah, I know. That's totally pure pure 50% luck.
Okay. Let's not jump to conclusions here. Let's not jump to conclusions.
She aims at the center of the head and readjusts to make sure she's hitting the horns.
She is facing away from the dragon.
Oh, I wonder
And
if he
the game
does.
has stereo sound, so you can hear the roars of the dragon and like kind of locate it, but this was a very, very quick adjustment. And this is the funny part. The micro adjustment to the head, dude. The micro adjustment to the head. Like here, okay, she faces the general direction of the dragon. But as I said, Greatsword relies on headshots, right? On charged headshots.
Yeah. See, she's just like, I was willing to give a lot of the benefit of the doubt until this right here. Hi everyone, by the way. If I'm missing, hi to you. I'm sorry. I'm concentrated on this video, but once this video is done, we'll be back to normal. But hi everyone who came in so far.
Like, why would you not go straight and just hit the dragon? But like this tiny camera movement.
Yeah. That's such a good point, right? Like where she is before, like right here. Okay, so say you can't see. Your first reaction is just gonna keep going to go straight forward, right? Because you're fucking blindfolded. So like aiming that much for the head is not gonna be like top of your priority. You're gonna just like keep going forward instead of adjusting.
Dragon, but like this tiny camera movement straight to the head, dude. Okay, that is a bit sus, dude. And then also you don't know exactly how far away the dragon is, right? How do you perfectly gauge the distance?
That's another great point. So I don't know too much about fucking Greatsword, all right, but I did play it enough to know that when you're doing that move, it's so fucking easy to whiff. It is so easy to whiff that move even when you're looking. Like, it's so easy to whiff even when you have eyeballs. So to not whiff when you're blindfolded is, I guess, so much skill.
The head with the dash, like running attack, you know, and then charge attack as well, and then charge attack, doing a little readjust there as well. Okay. But yeah, what's mostly outstanding is the camera movement for me. I've done multiple blindfolded games that also like would require mouse movement, but we always, every single time we tried to figure out something else because mouse is just so.
Are you talking about the enrage, Bob? About how like she dodges the enrage right after she does the stagger? It's like it's a super visual cue. There is no audio cue, so it's all visual.
So unreliable. But yeah, look at the camera movement as well. Like she keeps basically being centered on the dragon constantly. The dragon is always on the cam.
Look at this too. Wait.
Like,
look at this. Okay, so she's running away from Alatreon, right? If you hit an icicle, you stop, right? Like you would like run into the icicle, right? Like it would stop you, right? But watch how she like is running away from Alatreon, completely centered on him, and dodging icicles on the ground.
Basically being centered on the dragon constantly. The dragon
like
is
look
always
right,
on
she
the cam.
even like slightly
There's
like
no,
moved
like,
to the
off
right.
cam anything. Like she keeps following the dragon.
Monster Hunter is difficult. Hold my eyes.
And you cannot. I 100% don't believe you can track it so fast with sound. You can look in the general direction, but you won't be able to keep it centered so precisely. It does look very sus, dude. Like, communication error occurred, comes up, and the mouse is like, zoop.
Zoop.
Okay, I mean,
She said it usually enrages because it's normal after the stagger, but that's because he enrages based on damage. But the thing is, so she said that she also said that she preemptively rolled expecting the enrage, and that's just what she always does. But apparently if you watch the whole VOD, she doesn't always do that. She only did it that time. She didn't always preemptively like roll expecting an enrage after the stagger. So like that's where the inconsistency lies in that.
Dude, there was no reason audio cue that would prompt her to move her camera a few degrees down and left. To anyone who thinks she was just pressing dodge to close the dialogue, she presses twice way too fast to actually register 2 dodges. I'm sorry.
Are you saying we're drama hungry or like the fake speed or the fake blindfold run is? Because like I don't think that like people are calling this out because they want drama. People are calling it out because they want people to be legit about it. Like they want legit things. Like we love seeing cool legit shit. Like my friend who played with one hand. Like that shit's great. But like shit like this just gives us a bad name, dude. Like it needs to stop.
Certain that she was surprised by the disconnect prompt and forgot for a second that she was playing blind. It definitely needs more than just you go in with casual knowledge and do it. That's definitely not possible. No matter how experienced you are with the fight, you can have a billion kills probably, and it would still require own specific blindfolded strats. Let's conclude this here. Long story short, for me, the headshots and especially the camera movement is too sus. The camera movement with mouse was way too precise.
As an additional update, I've joined the streamer's Discord and seen a coordinated campaign they've organized to get recognition for this blindfold run by promoting it on Asmongold's subreddit. He later watched it on stream and commended it. I think this sort of behavior is disgraceful. A Capcom creator using a cheated run for shameless self-promotion. I have nothing but respect for the dedication and passion of the blindfolded speedrun community, and this fraudulent imitation quite frankly disgusts me.
So yeah, that's that, guys. I DC'd. Time for my solo blindfold run, I guess.